What brought you to Gainesville?
Well, I came down at the request of Julia Cordover, who is the former president of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School, senior class, which has, of course, Emma Gonzalez and David Hogg and all of those other incredibly brave and heroic uh, country changers. And she goes to school here and invited me to come down and table and enjoy watching Andrew Gillum light up the students and encourage them to go do early voting.
Now we keep hearing about students being the least likely to vote, or actually the whole, I think it's 18 to 29 being the least likely to vote. What is your take on that, and what's your involvement with that?
Yeah, it's even worse than people think. 4 years ago in the 2014 midterms, 16% of 18-year-olds voted, and 23% of 18 to 34-year-olds voted. And that's why I wrote this book, and the book is called WTF Are the Midterms. And it's because I was actually so inspired by the March for Our Lives kids and parents. It's like, oh my God, we've got to get young people out to vote. But then I realized, and I was a fellow at the Constitutional Rights Foundation when I went to law school at USC, and I've run for Congress, and I hosted a radio show on the same network as my good buddy Thom Hartmann. And I realized that not everyone in the country knows as much about civics and government and politics as I do. And we needed to educate them, and that the number one reason that young people don't vote, in my opinion, are two things actually. One is they don't know what the midterms are. They think it's a test before the finals somehow, and they want to run away the other direction. And they don't truly understand how much their vote counts, because they don't just understand that virtually everything they believe in is supported by one party, and everything they believe in is not supported by the other party, which means it's incredibly easy and important to vote. And Andrew Gillum, when he was speaking at the university, was saying, "Hey, I believe in science. I believe in climate change. I want AR-15s and assault weapons not to be available. If you want to fire 60 rounds in 60 seconds, sign up for the military. We would appreciate your service." Right? So whether it's gun violence prevention, whether it's climate change, whether it's renewable energy, whether it's legalizing marijuana, whether it's net neutrality, whether it's lower college tuition, whether it's pre-existing conditions, everything that the vast majority of young people who don't vote believe in can happen if they simply get out and vote for Democrats. And I say that in a nonpartisan way, because that's what the facts state. That if you want those things, there's only one party that's going to get you there, and the other party is going to take it in the other direction.
I've had this conversation with other people, but don't you think that Donald Trump has energized basically all the opponents to Donald Trump?
I couldn't care less. You know why?
Why?
Because everything I just said to you that young people believe in is supported by the vast majority of the American people. Donald Trump can energize every Republican, every conservative in the country. But if young people and the rest of the country come out and vote, we will overwhelm them with numbers.
Well, that's what I mean. I would think the opponents of Donald Trump would be out en masse because, how can you, if you're paying any attention, not know what's going on?
Well, but people don't understand the voting process, and they do not understand the difference between the political parties. The common misperception, which is devastating to our democracy, is that both parties are the same, that all politicians are the same, that politicians suck, they're all corrupt, they all take money from Wall Street, they only care about one thing and getting themselves. That's not true. I know so many congressmen and senators and governors and state legislators. That's not true. There is a massive difference. Every Democrat that I know desperately wants to fight climate change, get renewable energy, have common sense gun laws, keep people who are mentally unstable away from AR-15s, on and on and on. And everyone on the other side who is a Trump supporter now wants the opposite, and they don't know that, which is why I wrote the book WTF. I almost said the full WTF. WTF are the midterms, and I am donating it to the country. So please, please, please educate yourself. I will make you a promise. If you read just 2 pages of this book, just go anywhere, 2 pages of this book, you're going to be motivated to vote. And so I'm donating it for free. Go to www.wtfrare, themidterms.com.
Okay, again, you believe 18 to 29-year-olds are less aware of the difference between the two parties and the issues separating the two parties than the rest of us?
I think the vast majority of America is woefully ignorant about what I just said. They just don't know, because we've been so trapped in this sensationalism of Donald Trump's daily Twitter tirades and all of the chaos that is surrounding this, and even the election. Really, the main thing of the election was Hillary's emails and Donald Trump's crazy stuff and his Access Hollywood tape.
Right.
We never really talked about who is the candidate that's going to sign a bill to get off of fossil fuels and put us on renewable energy, right? Who's the candidate that's going to sign the bill that's going to mandate comprehensive background checks, right? We have to talk about the issues. And so I created a campaign called 279 for Change, which tries to educate people. It's 279forchange.us, that all you need to do to get anything that you want, animal rights, for example, ending factory farm cruelty, whatever it is that you care about, is get 218 people who believe in that one thing elected to the House of Representatives. You can do that on November 6th, because all 435 are up. And to get 60 United States senators elected who believe in it, and someone in the White House to sign it. 218 plus 60 plus 1. 279 is the magic number for America. So if you think your vote does not count, if you think the person running for Congress in your area is irrelevant, that's not true. That person could be the 279th vote to get whatever you want done. And the truth is, every single thing that young people want, every single thing that the vast majority of young people want, can happen if they get out to vote on November 6, 2018 in the midterms for Democrats, because only Democrats represent what young people want, and then November 3, 2020 in the presidential, to vote for the House, the Senate, and a new president that is going to sign the things that America's young people and the vast majority of America want.
Richard Green has been our guest for this portion of the program, and you can download his free book at www.wtfairthemidterms.com.
Fair? No, WTFRthemidterms.com.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But also you could say fair, F-A-R-E, but not F-A-I-R.
Okay, all right. Richard, thanks for coming in.
Very, very glad to be here. Thanks so much.